decide you break up with a boyfriend, you can melt him out of you.
Hi, I'm Judy from Judikins, and I've got this great new product that I have to show you. This is the Mica Gloss, which is a mica colored pigment ink, and it's absolutely stunning on the paper. So what you want to do is you want to make sure it's shaken really well, and you squeeze out some of the ink. I've got blue here and a little bit of this honeydew. Honeydew is kind of a light green color, and I'm also going to use some gold. And the gold has got a little bit of yellow in this. And again, squeeze it out. Look at how pretty that looks. And using a color duster, and if you want, you can use your fingers too, if you don't mind your fingers getting messy. But for some of you, this is too messy, so let's use the color duster. And I just tap the ink and just move it all over the paper. Now, once I've done that, then what I'm going to do is take off some of the excess ink. I've got a second piece of paper here, and I forgot to tell you that I started out with black glossy cardstock. Lay a second piece of paper over the top and tap it very carefully, and when I peel this apart, I have two different papers that have the ink on it. Now, what looks absolutely stunning is if I take my stamp and I stamp and twist on my paper, and that leaves a little bit of a design. Now this is a little bit muddy, and it's a little bit muddy because the ink is a little bit wet and I might have a little bit too much ink on there, but that's okay. Let's lay another trick here is you can use this as the ink pad. So when I stamp my image, I also get this wonderful variation of color. See how you can see the blue and the green and the gold? And on this black paper, it just jumps off the paper. And look at how pretty that pattern looks. Now, another thing that you can do is use the excess ink that's on your color duster here. And let's push this aside and tap that on your paper, and you get a whole other effect. And again, that first sheet, it didn't turn out exactly perfect, but that's okay. Look at the beautiful coloration that I have on this next card. Now, once that dries, I normally would stamp that and emboss it with black ink, and I would get this absolutely beautiful looking card. What I'm going to show you are some samples, which I need to find my samples. There they are. This is the honeydew color and a little bit of blue on the black glossy cardstock, and you notice it has a nice thin layer on it, and this is the technique where I twisted the stamp. I took a little bit of the ink off, and that's how you get the raised effect plus the black design in the background. This is the same technique on a white card, and you notice that it has a little bit of pink and a little bit of gold, and that pink came from a mixture of red ink with the pearl ink. I twisted my stamp, and that's where you get the white part. That's the paper showing through, and then this is where the ink built up, and it gave it a little bit of an embossed look. This is using a brayer, and I used the honeydew color with a little bit of blue, and you could see a touch of gold. The same color combination where this is the first card that I did, and this is the second card that I did. And then another color combination. This is gold, red, and copper, and it just looks beautiful. This is amethyst and a little bit of chocolate brown. You know, we all love chocolate, so we always have to use chocolate on our cards. This one isn't quite edible, but that's okay. And again, just lots of different color variations. This is where I took the ink, and what I did was I put dots of ink like this, and when I brayered it, it spread out and created these nice little color palettes of the pink and the green and the blue, which created a little bit of purple in there as well. And here I have gold, blue, and green. And actually the gold and the blue mixed together to create the green. So you can see you can come up with so many different color combinations just with these 18 different colors. It's almost infinite.